Daniel grew into adulthood carrying his mother's lessons in every action. By the time he was in his early 20s, he had become a young man shaped by resilience and responsibility. His shoulders were broad, not just from the labor he had done since childhood, but from the weight of knowing that he was part of the reason his mother could rest. People in the neighborhood noticed him, quiet, dependable, and unshakable. He worked hard, doing repair jobs, helping in the market, and learning skills wherever he could. He was determined to make a life that honored the sacrifices his mother had made. Mimi, too, blossomed into a young woman with talent and vision. Her braiding and sewing skills had grown beyond necessity, they had become art. She began taking commissions for weddings, parties, and local events. Word spread quickly about her meticulous hands and creative designs, and soon, customers came from neighboring towns. Each success was a step toward independence, each small payment a testament to years of dedication. Daniel and Mimi often compared notes on life and work, sharing victories and setbacks, but always returning to their mother, the cornerstone of their lives. They celebrated the small wins together, Daniel finally saving enough to repair part of the house permanently, Mimi making enough to buy better sewing materials and fabrics. And through it all, Edeora watched with quiet pride, never needing to voice the joy swelling in her heart. Mimi's breakthrough came one bright afternoon when a local boutique owner, impressed by her unique style and skill, offered to collaborate with her on a small collection of clothing for the upcoming festive season. For the first time, Mimi realized that her work could reach beyond their village, that her creativity could bring her recognition, respect, and financial independence. She called Daniel immediately, barely able to contain her excitement. Daniel's eyes shone with pride, but he reminded her gently, "Remember, it's not just talent, Mimi. It's discipline. Keep learning, keep pushing. This is only the beginning." Together, they began to build a life that extended the legacy of their mother. Daniel continued to expand his skills, eventually starting small repair projects that earned him a reputation for excellence. He made plans for a mother savings fund to support Mimi's growing business, knowing that every brick laid and every screw tightened was a part of the life they were all building together. Mimi's business grew steadily, and with it came new confidence. She began mentoring other young girls in the village who wanted to learn sewing and braiding, just as she had learned from her mother. She spoke to them with warmth and encouragement, often quoting Edeora, "You may not have everything, but you have enough to start, and you can always grow." Through their successes, one truth remained unshakable: no matter how far they went, or how much they achieved, the family's foundation was built on the sacrifices and love of the woman who had raised them alone. Daniel and Mimi often reflected on how different life could have been had their father stayed, but they no longer felt the absence as a wound. Instead, it had propelled them toward strength, ambition, and unity. By the time the sun set on their early adulthood, the three of them sat outside their home, sipping water and watching the horizon. The house still bore the marks of struggle, the peeling paint, the patched roof, but it radiated something far more powerful: life shaped by love, resilience, and triumph. Edeora, the quiet hero, smiled at her children, knowing that the seeds she had planted had grown into a forest of possibility. Daniel and Mimi, now adults, had taken the lessons of their mother and turned them into action, Daniel with steadfast diligence, Mimi with creative brilliance. Together, they were proof that love, sacrifice, and perseverance could rebuild a life, a family, and a future.